Hi, this is Lady Lex UK, and today I'm going to be showing you my website, which is schoolofcode.wordpress.com. For all you Project Spark fans out there, this is my website, which is for tutorial help and also has an archive of Project Spark so that you can reminisce and get nostalgic about games from the past. But it's all about games of the future. So let's have a look at my website and see what you can find. Well, as you can see from the homepage, I have written a few articles on Project Spark. This is a new addition to the website. I'll be writing some more as we go. If anybody wants to write articles for the website, let me know and I'll give you access and you can write articles as well. The more the merrier. So we have some articles, but the main thrust of the site, as I say, is tutorials. And so we'll just go to the guide. There is a drop down list of all the types of tutorial you can find, but we'll go to the guide and we can see we have our tutorials divided up into basic, intermediate and expert. So easy, intermediate and expert and advanced. And here is a subject list. So you have starter guides for people that have just started up, coding skills. These are tile explanations, things like vectors. Actually, let's go to the page and see. So using variables, how to use sockets, what's a vector, basics of how to use booleans, that sort of thing. And there are other sections, so character skills, character design, game mechanics. If you're looking for anything specific, go to the page which you think is going to be closest to what you're looking for, or you can use the search facility. So for example, if I wanted to know how to make a grenade, I type in grenade and what do I get? Basic tutorials about grenades, put gallery weapons, so you can see, I think we'll see somewhere there's a grenade on here. It's in there somewhere. And weapons tutorials here are listed because there's basic tutorials about grenades in there. Homing projectiles, explosive barrels with a delay fuse, that sort of thing. So you can just type in whatever you're looking for and you should be able to, it should be able to pull up something. If there's nothing there, then you can go to the requests page and ask for a tutorial on whatever subject is missing, and I will try my best to try and develop something for you. I can't guarantee how quick that will be. A quicker way might be to go to the forum, but we'll discuss that in a minute. So as well as the tutorials, we have the little book of code. This was a book I wrote in 2015 as a sort of starter manual for Project Spark. It doesn't go into any great detail, but it's a great starting point for learning how to code in Project Spark. There's some little exercises in there to make your first game, etc. And there's some explanation of how some of the coding tiles work. We also have a brain tile index. These are an A to Z of the brain tiles. These are the standard main brain tiles. These are not the modifier tiles. Each page will have a description of its modifiers and they'll be listed there. So if you can't find the tile that you're trying to work out how to use the search facility and it will show you which of these tiles uses it as a modifier. So for an example, we'll go into activate brain. There's a picture of the tile. It has two modifiers, it's used on the do side, and it's a multi-brain segment tile, and it's a brain control tile. There's a link to a tutorial here that might help you. There's some example code on how you might use it, the explanation of the channels, and a little bit of information about other uses, so that you can use it a slightly different way in the way it was intended. Sometimes you come up with ideas on how to use a tile which are slightly different to how Team Dakota meant it to be used. So as well as that, we have game mechanic breakdowns. This is where I go through a AAA game and break it down into its game mechanics. I did quite a lot on Tomb Raider because I made a Tomb Raider fan game. So here, if they're red, that means that I've worked out how to do it. So pole leaping, survival instinct, force open crates, slow motion quick time events. You'll be able to link to a tutorial that will tell you how to do that. So if we go to quick time events, for example, this is a video tutorial by Mescat, how to do quick time events. It's a two-parter so that both the videos are there. All the YouTube videos are here, or you might go to a tutorial. Let's go for character skills. This one, for example, is a written tutorial using a shorthand for code that I have invented. You'll get the hang of it. It's quite simple to understand after you've seen it for a few times, and it's a nice easy way for me to write it out. There are some non-English tutorials, not many at the moment. As I find them on YouTube, I'm adding them here. At the moment there's only a couple of Indonesian ones there. If you know of any and you want me to add them, then please let me know on the page. We also have a brain gallery index. This is a list of all the default brains that Team Dakota made, and I've also had a look at these and tried to improve them or find out ways that you can change them. So if we go into third person adventure, for example, it tells you it's a 2-star player brain, there's one page, what it does, here's the code and some explanations of what each little bit does. That doesn't have any additions. What a shame. Let's see. First person shooter, that I know that has some additions. So there's the code. There's some notes here that explain what each line does, and here are some alterations. So if you want to see the weapon, you change it to do this, reduce the frequency of the arrows, change the weapon to be a gun, that sort of thing. I've added it in, and sometimes I've actually redone the brain altogether because some of the Team Dakota brains are a little, well, they're basic, and some of them don't work as well as they ought to because they're quite old, because they were made at the beginning of Project Spark. So go back into the brain index. So these are mostly Team Dakota brains, but I have added a few of my own. So this one, for example, show the health bar when attacked or healed, is an additional brain that you can add to your characters. I've also added the some death animations that I know everybody's very keen on. Here's some descriptions of how to do those. So I will be adding more brains. There are some prop brains that I've yet to have a look at that are not default brains in the brain gallery, and I'll be writing those up, and where to find them they will be added to this list. So that's an ongoing project. I also have the prop gallery index. That's also an ongoing project. I've done the full A to Z with pictures, and I'm adding pictures to these categories. So for example, food, here is a list of all the food in Project Spark, from anti-gravity chocolate to cabbages to sunflower seeds, and there they are. Not a lot of food, but there you go, that's Project Spark for you. Okay, so there's the galleries. There is a list of articles and the quest page, and also a streaming schedule, however you want to pronounce it, for Project Spark. I will be streaming on Mixer Project Spark on Tuesdays at 5 o'clock GMT, that's UTC, London time, and this week I'm going to be making a cave. Last week I did some how to design characters, and the week before that I was making a Call of Duty mini zombie map, which was a lot of fun, and I will be making a video of that a bit later on. And on Wednesdays at 2 o'clock I'm going to be co-streaming with Supersonic Station. We've had a lot of fun. We've had 2 episodes so far. We built a village, and then we did the custom death animations, and Supersonic Station made, that's Danny Boy 3600 to all Project Spark fans who know the horror movie ride games. He made a death animation where the goblins spurted blood absolutely everywhere. It was horrific, but pretty brilliant. So next week we might be making a waterfall. That was a suggestion on the stream. Please come and join us on the stream and make suggestions about what you want us to do. We're there to entertain you, so we love your suggestions. So tell us what you'd like and we'll do our best to accommodate you. Nothing too disgusting, please. And that's the streaming schedule for Project Spark. If you are streaming Project Spark, let me know and I will put your schedule on this page so that other people can find out. Okay, so we have two other links here. There is a forum and an archive. So let's go to the forum. People are viewing, but they are not participating so far, but it's very new, so I totally understand. We can do general discussion about Project Spark, bugs and solutions. There are bugs in Project Spark. Some have solutions or workarounds, some do not, but it's good to have them listed here somehow so that people can know that, you know, it's not them doing something wrong, it is a bug. So post them here. This is where you can talk about your creations, about things you're making, things that you've made, things that other people have made in the past, talk about being nostalgic about games in the past or games in the future. This is where you can post for asking for tutorial help. There is an FAQ page here also, and off topic for anything non-Project Spark related that you fancy having a chat about. I've got a post in there. I want to know if anybody has had a look at the other free game making software that you can get your hands on, and whether or not it's any good or worth even bothering with. And now I've got into the forum, I'm gonna have to go that right. Okay, so let's go to the video archive. Now this is a separate website because obviously there's an awful lot of data in here and lots of pictures, so I've kept that separate from my tutorial site so that I've got more facility and more gigabytes to use. So here we have our archive, and these are YouTube Let's Play videos of Project Spark, mainly from between 2013 and 2016. But there are some new videos also on this site. We have video list as an A to Z, compilations by date, post shutdown creations and other videos. The other videos are mainly discussions about the shutdown and various other things. It's quite fun. You click on a game and here are the videos of that game that people have posted up. This is a popular game that lots of people played. This was the Game Jam Simpsons game, which is a lot of fun. And as you can see, I've put in the creator's name and the type and whether or not there's any montages that it featured in. And you can search the website for games, creators, types of games. If I wanted to find all the arcade games, for example, there we go, Arcade Racers, Spark Invaders, Snickman, Asteroids, Flappy Bird, etc, etc. So you can do that. It's fully searchable. If I wanted to find Danny Boy, and there is his games, for example, High Movie Ride 5, which he's working on now, High Movie Ride 4, High Movie Ride 2, there's lots, and he's on lots of compilations as well. So you can search for your favourite creator, you can search for game types and subjects and all sorts of things. So have fun with that. And anybody got any creations that they've put on YouTube since 2016, let me know. I'd love to put them in because there is a few here of brand new games that people have put up, and some of them are amazing and worth sharing and people need to see them. So that's my website. So I hope you've learnt something and will visit the site. There's lots there, and if you want to take part and contribute, I'm really interested in hearing from anybody who wants to help out, either just going through galleries or writing articles or writing tutorials or just helping me find games and to put into the archive. All help is gratefully received. So just let me know and we'll set it up. So thank you for watching and keep sparking.